Hello and welcome to today's episode of DIY Mama. I am finally able to share with you that I have finished my bedroom. Well, not quite, but painting it. So in today's video, I'm going to go through my whole process that I did from once I finished plastering the walls to the final paint job and the other bits that I still need to do and still need to plan. So I hope you enjoy this process and that maybe it will inspire you, and I hope you like the results. I am promising that future videos will be a lot more cool about like styling and decorating and making things look just right. So hang in there. But if you've followed me so far, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support and the accountability that this new channel of mine is bringing me. So without further ado, here is what I did to make this bedroom green. So it's been a while. I finished the ceiling and the side of the walls. Now all that needs to be done is just to sand the rough bits. You can see here that there's some bits where it was a bit rough. I'm going to sand those down, then I'm going to seal the walls, and then we can finally start painting. It has been such a long process and I cannot wait to get this done. So here we go. So everything has been sanded and I have just finished giving a coat of watered down PVA as a sealant / primer. So in my case, I had to do 1 part PVA with 4 parts water. So I did that and I used the roller to put it on the ceiling and all of the plaster, and I let that kind of dry, and then I went over everything again 1 more time, including the walls, with that. And I'm going to leave that to dry for about an hour, like it says in the instructions. And then after that, in theory, we should be ready for some paint. I'm going to take advantage of that to clean up the disaster because it is so runny and so liquidy. But I do have plenty left over and I'm going to try and save it, put it in a jar or something, because since it's like primer, basically, I can then use it for when I do the baseboards, the skirting board at the bottom and the windowsill and any other bits in the room and stuff. So why waste it? So yeah, that's my plan for now, is just to get this room tidied up, under control, get the glue all off the floor and wait for this to dry. And then we will see if we can get started with some paint. After everything was dry, my little helper decided that it was time to begin painting the wall. So we took everything out and we got started working on one of the walls together. It took a while with the little roller, but we got there in the end. Okay, so first coat, very splotchy, had some assistance, but it should come out okay. I really didn't want to do this, start painting today, but my daughter really wanted to help, so we had a go, and now break time, and tomorrow is another day. So here we are, 4 coats later. I finally have made some good progress on the bedroom. I still think some of the walls need some help. This one here still needs another coat, I think. But I think this back wall, the side, and this wall are looking all right. I still need to do this wall with the window because I have to move the headboard around to the other side when it's dry. So while I do that, in the meantime, I'm going to prepare the window for some work that needs to be doing to it before I paint it. So I've noticed that my windows have started to crack here. probably because the house is settling or something like that. So I thought, also because of the crack, it's kind of like broken the seal here, and can get some black mold in there in the wintertime. So what I thought I would do is to fill the cracks with some filler, just to you know, just get rid of them, and that way when the paint is done it has a smooth finish. And then I'm going to run some sealant. I've got clear sealant, and I'm going to run it around the window as well, which should hopefully add to sealing it and keeping out drafts and stuff, and probably make it last a little bit longer. And then I will prepare this to paint. That's already looking so much better and smoother. So I'm going to leave that to dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will apply some sealant around the window, and then it will be ready to paint. Alright, so I'm about to do the baseboards here, and what I've done is I gave them a clean, and I did my best to remove as much of the old silicone and stuff that was under here, and I gave this part as good a clean as I could. It's not a big deal with this because it's going to be painted, but I've made sure that these are the right ones in the right spot and turned them the right way. So what I'm going to do now is use this pink grip. I had to cut it because it didn't fit in my gun, which is an adhesive, and I'm going to basically run a bead here and here, and then I'm going to stick it down, and then I'm going to add some brad nails along just as extra security, and then I'm going to use some polyfilla, spackle, whatever, filler, to get into the cracks and make sure everything is nice and sealed and smooth. Then we'll paint it, and then at the very end I'll use my clear silicone sealer around the edge to make sure that it doesn't get lifted and stuff like that. So we'll see how it comes out. So to put in the nails, I am using my 3-in-1 staple gun. I think I got this off of Temu quite a while ago, for when I was reupholstering something else, and I liked it because it comes with the 3 different kinds of staples. So the normal staples, those big ones, and then these brads. And they're just right for doing this. So basically all you do is you load it in like you would for a normal stapler, but you put the brad ones down the side bit, and then you basically just use it as you would use a normal staple gun. So you just take your staple gun and you're just going to go from the top into the wall. And it's just going to leave it there. So every couple inches, just do that, and it goes in, and that will help it secure. The next thing that I did was to prime the entire baseboard with my water and glue mixture. And then I let that dry fully before starting to paint. While I was waiting for everything, I was doing about 400 things at once, I won't lie. The next thing I did was to move my headboard and to drop the radiator so that I could paint behind the radiator and the back of the radiator. Now, I didn't do the whole back of the radiator, just the edges, so that when you look around it, you don't see the white. It was also a great opportunity to give it a good clean, because there was probably about 10 generations of spiders and spider webs and bits behind that. I followed a tutorial that I found on YouTube on how to drop a radiator so that you can paint. I will link it in the description below.
It was really, really easy to do, although it did take a little bit of effort because I think that this radiator has been painted on and painted around and it was really stuck into the brackets on the wall. So I did kind of have to fight with it a bit to get it down. But I finally did, and I was able to give it this wash, finished painting the wall, painted the brackets as well so that they would match, and then I did the back of the radiator. Again, as I was multitasking with this job, doing lots of different things while I was waiting for each layer of paint on the wall and the radiator to dry, I also went around and continued to paint the baseboards, the trim around the door, and I primed and painted the windowsill as well.
And we are done. I still need to do quite a few bits in the bedroom, but most of the work is done. The walls are gorgeous. It goes right up to the ceiling. I have done and painted the radiator. I do need to do the little bottom bits of it still. I actually want to get rid of all that paint and try and just leave the copper that's underneath because I quite like the copper. And I'm going to be using copper as my metallic kind of accent in this room. So yeah, I'm going to still work on that. And this is the other wall. And I absolutely love how this has come out. It looks so nice. It looks like one piece, and it's so much better than that cheap plastic that was there before. I mean, the cheap plastic is still there. It's just hidden away. So I'm absolutely thrilled with the way the paint has come out. I still need to put in new sockets and a light switch. I have decided to splurge and I have purchased some absolutely beautiful tarnished copper type switches with, you know, they had two and some were much more expensive, but they had really cool character, and some were medium priced. And I went for that just because I did not want to blow the budget, of course. And so I still need to do that. I need to do the light up on the top, put up a curtain pole, sort the headboard, which needs a bit of TLC, get a wardrobe, and put up some pictures and shelves and stuff like that. And of course, do the paneling on the wall. But for now, I'm gonna call it done. I'm gonna take a break and do a few little things that don't require a lot of hard work. And then I will tackle the paneling on another day. I hope you've enjoyed following along with this bedroom revamp. The biggest and hardest part is done. Feels so cozy in here, and I really cannot wait to get it all finished and decorated and give you guys a proper tour. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you've enjoyed this content and want to continue to follow along as I redo this house, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get all the notifications and you know when I post a video. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember that if this mama can do this, so can you. Bye-bye.